So let's take a closer look at one of those groups of 12 notes. Here we are, a group of 12 notes from here up to here. And in that group of 12 we have 7 white notes and 5 black notes. The notes are named alphabetically, starting from A at the bottom of the keyboard. So this note has the alphabetical name C, and only the white notes are given the alphabetical name C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and then we come back to C. The black notes are named in relation to the white notes. As we said, there is a semitone difference this note is called C, so this note is called C sharp when we're going up. C sharp. Okay? D. So we have C, C sharp, D. Yes, you say, but what about when you come down? D, D flat, C. That's very complicated, isn't it? It makes sense later on, but just for the moment, remember that the black notes can either be called sharp or flat. C, C sharp, D, D flat going down. A series of notes is what we call a scale. And for the of writing music and songs, we use a reference scale that we call the major scale. And there are 12 different sounds, as we've said already, which means that there are 12 different major scales, because we could start from any place on the piano. The major scale that we will use, and all musical theory books and courses and schools use this, and we're talking about Western music now, use the C major scale. This is the scale that is used as a reference. As I said, each group is the same, so we can start from any other C on the piano. Okay? And so on. And of course, you will have noticed that in the group of 12, I have used only the white notes. And in fact, there were 8 white notes. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. So I'm using the C at the bottom and the C at the top. And the C at the top is the 8th note, and that is known as the octave. And when we're talking about this group of notes, we talk about octaves. Groups of 8 notes, of which, as you know now, 7 of them are different, and the 8th one is the same as the first one, but at double the frequency. So, example, I was saying that for the purpose of Western music, the notes are arranged in groups of 8. And just to give you an example of a very familiar song, here we go. Okay, I'm not going to play it all, and that's using that group of 8 notes called the C major scale. Now, as I said, there are 12 different sounds on the piano, so we could use another major scale. So let me just give you an illustration of that. We can take another note. Let's just go up to the next note, which is a black note, and so we're going up what's called a semitone. Sounded the same, didn't it? But it's a little bit higher. Let's just go up again. Okay, the same song, it's just we're going higher and higher. Higher and higher. Okay, and we could keep going like that. Until we went through all of the 12 different sounds. For reference purposes, we could have chosen any of those groups of 8 notes, but we're choosing this group of 8 notes, what we call the C major scale. As I said, there are 12 other major scales that are identical in structure. So they sound the same, but at a different pitch, higher or lower. So and so on. But we will be working with this one, C major. Now, we've just been looking at this group of 12 notes, and I've explained that for the purposes of writing music, we work with groups of 8 notes as a reference, which we call the major scale. And I showed you the C major scale. That is this scale. Let's have a look at the structure of that major scale. They all have the same structure, and this is the structure. This is the starting note. We'll call this 1. This is 2, and we have a black note in between, which means we've gone up a semitone, then we've gone up a whole tone. So we go up a tone, and then we go up to C, D, E, another tone. Oops, and now you see between these two, there's no black note here. No black note. So these are a semitone apart. E, F, G, it's gone up a tone. A, B, and here we have only a semitone, no black note. So the structure is from 1, up a tone, up a tone, up a semitone, up a tone, up a tone, up a tone, up a semitone. So if you take any note on the piano, you can create your own major scale. So let's take any note. Let's take this note. Up a tone, up a tone, up a semitone, up a tone, up a tone, up a tone, and up a semitone. So that scale is a major scale, and C, D, E, E flat, it's called E flat major. But you'll see more about that in the section called What Key Is It in on the DVD. Okay? I hope that that wasn't too complicated for you. And I don't want you to go away with the idea that there is only one kind of scale that we use to create music. But as I said, the major scale is the reference scale that we use. And there are many other scales and musical colours, but they can all be referred to the major scale, and you'll see how the numbers of the major scale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 become very important when talking about the other colours of music. I'll say no more now, but you'll see gradually as we go through this course how this becomes more evident and more important. So have fun learning that scale, and you'll see in the other part of lesson 1 that we sing on the major scale, and we'll be doing some rhythm exercises as well over the major scale. So by the time you get to the end of lesson 1, you will well and truly have major scale in here and in here and in here. Okay, so see you in the next module.